Hey, what's up, everybody? Stephen Williams, founder and president of the CreditRepairShop.com. And in this video, we're going to talk about the debt. There's been some more debt released also um, on the student loans. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I had an excellent testimonial from someone that was stuck with a student loan. You will not believe uh, the testimony on that. You can also look up my videos. He had typed in the testimonial, um, and I'm just putting some notes here that I just want to make sure that I mention on there. Okay, we have the release of debt this week, and one of the big ones that caught my attention was Cash Net USA. We see the commercials all over the place. Um, One thing about this debt, they broke it down by the state, and so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna just go off of what we have. I guess these are the states that are they are approved to do business in. But we got Alaska, 12,000. So these are this is payday loan. These are small loans. It says here like the average balance is like 400 or 300. Some of them are 800, but they're not huge balances. But we got Alaska, 12,000, Alabama, 40,000, Arizona, only 700, only two, it looked like only two people got a loan there that went bad. Uh, we got uh, we got California, 81,000, Colorado, $900, Connecticut, 225. Only one customer that went bad. Connecticut that they're claiming on. Florida, 58,000. Georgia, 85. Hawaii, 8,500. Georgia was 8,500. Idaho, 724. Iowa, 250. Illinois, 4,200. Indiana, 418. Kansas, 359. 359. Kentucky, 2197, 2100. Louisiana, 56,000. Maryland, 820, and it was only one person that did 820. Maine, 9,300. Michigan's 36,000. Michigan is a very tough state when trying to settle debt for customers. Michigan has some of the worst laws against helping you with settling debt. I'm noticing that some of the companies that are trying to get their money collected are going to Michigan to actually have them collected because the laws are just, totally on the side of debt collectors in Michigan. Minnesota, 2376. Also, this same thing in Minnesota. Minnesota has some laws that are just totally against consumers when it comes to debt. Missouri, we got 36. Oh, 16,000. North Dakota, 7,300. New Jersey, 771. New Mexico, 584. Looks like it repeat. Well, Ohio, we got Nevada, 53,000. New York, 13. Ohio, $617,000 in Ohio. Oklahoma, 12,000. Oregon, 9,400. Pennsylvania, 15. Rhode Island, 21,000. South Carolina, 590. South Dakota, 370, only one customer. Tennessee, 34. Also, the reason why I'm looking kind of hard is that these are abbreviations for all the states. So I'm going into my school memory on these. Texas, $898,000, almost $1 million in Texas. And the crazy thing about Texas is that you cannot garnish wages in Texas. So it's weird that they would be loaning that much in Texas. But Texas is a very lenient state also for lending. Uh, we got Virginia, $2,500. Washington State, $2,300. West Virginia, $2,500. Wyoming, $10,000. And then there's, I guess, an accumulation of some other areas, $3,100. Total debt was $2 million on these. But one thing that is eye-opening on these debts is that none of them are past statute of limitation. So if you haven't been watching my videos about what to do, because these companies will be able to come after anyone that has these debts, and if you do not respond properly, so if you got a CashNet USA debt and you get a letter in the mail from a debt collector saying that they're collecting on that debt, you better pay attention to it, because at least from this group that is released, the oldest debt is 2015. So these are not past statute of limitations for most states. I think there's only one state that has a 3-year statute of limitations. So you're going to need to pay close attention if you get any of these. All the rest, you're only 3 years out or 2 years out on these debts. So if you get that letter in the mail from the debt collector that buys this particular debt, you need to make sure that you respond to it the right way, because if you don't, you're going to end up getting a default judgment, and they're going to move to the next step, which is to garnish your wages, and they're going to be able to get the attorney fees, interest, a lot of stuff tacked on top of there. Now here's some more debt that's released in the crazy thing about this one, this is GE Capital. These are those department store cards that they give out. $652,000. Charge-off date was 2008. Obviously past statute of limitations for every state. So if you get this, the only way that they'd be able to get this debt back into the market to collect it is if you do not respond to the letter that comes in the mail about that debt. Another one here, mixed credit cards, $1,073,000. Again, 2011 charge-off date, past statute of limitations, and the only way it's going to be put back into the market legally is if the person that gets the letter doesn't respond. And then we have here another mixed credit cards, charge-off date, it was almost $500,000, $499,000. Charge-off date 2008. Again, same story. If you get something from this batch from a debt collector, all you have to do is say it's past statute of limitations. Don't go into anything else. If you talk to them on the phone, tell them to send it to you in writing. Once you get it, you review it. You know that it was. Look on your credit reports for the charge-off date. If you don't have your credit reports, there's a button below this video. You can get your credit reports, because you're going to need that as your ammunition when you put together your validation letter to say that it's past statute of limitations. Also, you can go to my website, thecreditrepairshop.com, to look up, just type in the search bar on my blog, go to the blog at the bottom, click the blog, and then search statute of limitations. I list them for all 50 states, so you can see what statute of limitations for contract law is for your state. It's different for every state. Now, I left this one here, the last one. This is a college student loan. It looked like it's an online, but I also searched online. It looks like it's they have a location or something. I don't know, but have a lot of complaints on them. $80,000, and I looked at these are small online student loans. Average balance couple of $1,000s average balance on them. Charge-off date 2016, so it's not past statute of limitation for most areas. But if you search YouTube for videos or go to my website, there's an excellent testimonial where I told a person how to handle these online schools, especially the ones that closed. If you feel like you were defrauded with the loan that they gave, because they make all of these promises about what they can do, and getting that education from them, job placements, all this stuff. Well, there was a testimonial placed on my YouTube page, uh, for where I broke down what to do for these student loans with these schools that closed. This individual, he watched my video, and I said, if the school closed, or first you need to look on the list, see if they're on any type of fraud list, were they in trouble, would they closed, if they're on that closed because they were fraudulent schools, then the next thing you need to do is you need to get with the Department of Education. They have a form that you download, and then you submit that form stating your case. Well, this individual told me that he had even had a lawyer. He hired a lawyer and paid them not to do that, just to argue on their behalf that he should not have to pay the student loan because the school had closed down. He lost his case in court, lost his case. The lawyer didn't even do the research that I had told him about doing. He didn't know about it until he saw my video. This was something that had happened in the past. He lost his case, so he lost the money that he paid the attorney, lost the case, had the debt over his head for the student loan, making him pay. I think he said he was paying $250 a month or something. I don't remember exactly the amount. He watched my video. He followed step by step what I tell people to do in that video, and then he wrote me a testimonial. And I thought I had it here on my desk. I might have took it with me, but he wrote me a testimonial, and he said that he basically, bottom line, they canceled the loan, and they're going to actually pay him back the payments that he paid. That's the bottom line. And so that's why I tell people, some of the time, solutions, when we talk with customers and we evaluate their situation, the solution may not be exactly the way that we have it lined up with our company. That's why we're specialists. So we may look at a situation, we may say, no, we see what you're facing, so this is the strategy, the game plan that needs to be done to get you to where you want to be. And that may change as we move forward in the process. That could change. But this individual that wrote that testimonial, it made my day, because some of you see the comments on YouTube that people say, they have been called all types of things, but when you're really out there and you're trying to help people, for some reason, a lot of negative people come to you, and what it seems like they try to do is try to throw you off from not being able to get the message out. So the message that I'm giving you, to sum up this video, is that you can fight debt collectors. You do not have to just sit there and take it, or take their word for everything. You have a right to challenge and validate anything that's sent to you from a debt collector. And also, being upfront with you is that you may have to pay a collection that is sent to you from a debt collector, and you need to be prepared to try to go into a settlement phase with them, because the bottom line of that is that you need to be able to get that behind you so you can move forward in your life. You don't need that on your mind. You don't need that on your brain. You will make more than that money back than you pay a debt collector. What I tell people to do is just make sure that you legally have to pay that debt collector. With these student loans, the same thing. You may have a student loan. They could be coming after you. Do the work and look at everything about the student loan. With this company that was selling the debt, that they sold the debt, I'm looking at the complaints that they have just online about the school, and it was basically all of it was considered where they just did not do what they claimed that they could do when they were sold to go to that school. You can use that information to get out of that loan, because the number one thing that they don't want, that those types of schools don't want, is to have complaints going to the to the Department of Financial Institutions for those states. A lot of people complain to the Better Business Bureau in these places. Better Business Bureau doesn't do nothing but just list a complaint, and they're going to contact the school and they're going to let them respond. That's nothing. Yeah, you can look at the reviews and stuff, but if the Better Business Bureau was such a big, uh, authority on who should do business with who, well, why does this school have millions of dollars of other people's loans that sign up with them after these dates? Some of these complaints on here was from years ago. So that they're not going to do anything for you. What's going to do something for you when it comes to dealing with these student loans? You're gonna have to go to the people that approved them to be able to do loans, and that's going to be the Department of Financial Institution. If a company is predatory, unless you live in a state that just doesn't care, they're going to put pressure on them to change their marketing, the way that they're marketing their business, or they will not allow them to continue giving loans. You can also put pressure on the lender that is actually giving the loans. It could be the Department of Education, or it could be some private lender that they're submitting the information to get loans. Put pressure on them, saying that they're marketing, the way that they're marketing this college is predatory and they're lying. And so you put pressure on them, and then you write that letter to the Department of Financial Institution saying that you notified the lender, the person who's giving them the money, and you notified the Department of Financial Institutions, the Department of Education, that you put that college on notice. That type of stuff there puts a lot of pressure on a college, these online colleges, because they don't want to lose the ability to get the loans. The only way they make money is to get regular people to go out there and get loans and sign up for their school. That's really the only way that they make it in business. There's no other way. People are not just coming out of there with their checkbook, writing a check to go to these online schools. So if you need help, remember, go to the website, thecreditrepairshop.com. Plenty of information on there. You can look at my videos on YouTube. If you need your credit reports, please click the link below this video, because you need to know what's on your credit reports. Like, everything starts from there. All right, thanks a lot. Until next time.